one. By the right of the council, by the will of the Force, welcome back into another episode of the galaxy-famous, Halcyon-approved Jedi Talk Podcast. You are following us at Jedi Talk on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, TikTok at Jedi Talk, and of course, we're all over Facebook. Anywhere you see Jedi Talk, that's us. Mash the subscribe button. Mash the follow button. I don't care if somebody's posing as us on X. They probably won't get canceled this time. You gotta fucking follow Jedi Talk. I am Tom Oakry. Thank you for joining us into episode 69 of Jedi Talk for 2023. We're all in different states. I'm hailing from the desert, the Sedona Desert in Valley of Phoenix, Arizona. And joining me as always are my cohorts on the regular council, because I'm here on the High Council, our esteemed member and all-around good guy, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, how the hell are you today?
Adiga and good journey. Yeah, we're in different states, but we're still in the Batcave.
I was sitting there going, is that Tom's house?
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, I think you're at Tom's.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about some of it later, but I've been better, but being here has helped. Hanging out with Raja has helped a lot, so we'll get to that a little later.
We will, absolutely. And that other man you hear talking in the background, I promise you, he's not standing in a line right now because they kicked him out of the line. Brad Hughes, everybody. Brad, how the hell are you today?
I'm doing good. They did kick me out. It was very upsetting. It's been a very cold, very rough morning, and I walked away empty-handed. So that's always fun.
Were you pooping in line?
No, but I really had to poop by the end of it. I stood in line for 2.5 hours. I woke up at like 6:30, and it wasn't a very good morning. It was very cold, very sad. I was by myself. It was very depressing.
It's never
a lot of that going around.
It's a lot of cold, sad poops going around, Evan.
Yep.
Episode 69 of Jedi Talk. You got your first cold, sad poop.
This episode should be titled "Cold, Sad Poops."
Cold, sad poops, indeed. I don't know why I can't see your guys' faces. Evan was mentioning that. Can you guys see me? I know I can see myself up here.
I can see you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can we all see each other?
I
can see. Fucking lighthouse keeper in this sweater.
No, I don't see Brad. I see Tom.
You don't see me at all?
Yeah,
no.
I don't see Brad. I don't even see Evan. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Play into the camera. I'll turn it off.
Yeah. I was trying to keep the camera up so the rest of us can kind of play off each other, but it is what it is.
I can see you guys. So
okay.
I'll just mock you, Tom.
Yeah, it's fine. Mock me all you want. I mean, I have power of the soundboard over here. Y'all fuckers can't hear that, so here you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know it really sucks not being able to hear that.
Well,
dude, you know what I was thinking about today?
Yeah,
I was thinking about how do you think Kyle feels about more people knowing about his mom than actually knowing about him?
That's got to be a bruised ego.
Not wrong. I mean, heck, Hoth was talking about him on our episode we did with them. All of the former performers of the Galactic Star Cruiser talk about the mom. So, yeah, I don't know. That's got to be a big deal, I guess.
Labette just like, she goes hard on Kyle's mom. She just, like, literally, figuratively. Like, man.
Not as hard as I go.
Oh. Thrusting.
Right, that might be the last Kyle's mom joke for 2023.
Brad, we still have at least 57 minutes of this to go. That's not happening.
That is true.
That's not happening. There's going to be so many more. Look, he's in Europe right now. He's across the pond, so he can't retaliate, right?
Is Phantom Manor open this time when he is in Europe?
He's not going. It is, but he's not going to Disneyland Paris, no.
That checks out.
Really?
Checks out.
Really, Evan? Really? The Halcyon closed. Okay, Evan?
I mean, get over it. Get over it.
That it did, but I got to see it before it was closed.
Oh.
Like Phantom Manor.
He's not tall enough.
He's not.
There's not even a height requirement. He's still not tall enough.
I like how I was just like responding to a fake version of Kyle.
More real than the real version of Kyle, I can guarantee you that.
At least we have to worry about internet dropping out with this version of Kyle.
God, let's hope not. Knock on wood. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm on my in-laws' internet, and they're better than I am in every sense of the word, so we should be good. Speaking of Heroes of the Halcyon, if you guys listened all the way through the episode we were on, I'm so glad I did. And normally I do. I give that respect to every podcast I listen to. I never cut out early. Don't cut out early at Jedi Talk. You miss some of the funniest shit, by the way. So I listened all the way through, and then they were. I remember Drew and Martin and Christine were all just talking about not being able to swear on their podcast because we fucking swear over here, titty shit, bitch ass butt. So they're and like Martin was like, I'm gonna swear, and then they beeped it, and then Drew made a Kyle's mom joke. It was just the best ending to an episode ever. So
it was a great ending.
Props to Heroes of the
I didn't
Halcyon.
see it coming at all. I did not see it
was
coming.
so good.
I need to go back and listen to that yet. I haven't. I'm so behind on podcasts.
See, they don't swear, but they do edit. So they went back and edited that in at the end. We're the opposite. We do swear and we don't.
We don't edit.
Yeah, we don't edit anything. Like if you were to get the raw recording, it would sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's been some times.
There have been a few. There's been a few.
We definitely we definitely do it raw. That's for sure.
Ooh, we do Kyle's
Ask
mom.
Kyle's mom.
It's two of us. It's not the first time Evan and I double teamed down at Kyle's mom. So we're getting squirrely here. So Heroes of the Halcyon. I'm scheduled to see 2/3 of them tonight over here in the West Valley. So hopefully, as long as nothing changes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sweet, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See Martin and Christine. So Evan, you know we had kind of talked about it earlier, not with the video on. I can't see you, but I did see you in the beginning. You are in my bat cave. So Evan's in Orlando, Brad's in North Carolina, right? Not South. You're North or South?
I'm technically in South Carolina, but dude, I'm
West
on the
West
line.
Carolina, East Carolina.
The state line is literally 30 feet that way.
Oh,
so
shoot. Okay.
I'm literally on the border.
All right. He's in the Carolina, and
like the dirty Mexicans are.
Ooh. And
like
I'm in. We won't edit that out, guys. Don't worry about that. So, and then I am in Phoenix. Evan is. I want to thank you on air officially. I've done this a bunch personally, but thank you for hanging at my place. You're in the back cave right now, watching Raja while we're out here for 2 weeks. Very much appreciated.
That's our pleasure. Thank you for letting us. Because I'm glad you said it. Because I was going to be like, I didn't break into the Batcave. For all the listeners out there, I was invited to come and hang out with Raja, and he has been a little godsend, that little guy.
So we can somber it down just a little bit, right? So, and it's been all over social media, and this impacts everybody on the podcast. A member. We lost a member of the family. We lost Jack. Jack is Evan and Taylor's cat. He was my cat for 13 years before Evan and Taylor, graciously, took him into their home and made him a part of the family. And he's a part of Jedi Talk family forever. He's one with the Force now. So many phenomenal memories with that cat. And I won't sit here and talk about memories or get too somber about it because we got a lot to cover in front of us. But we have to address it and just, honor the legacy that was this cat. Jack, just with me before I hand it over to you, Evan, I want to selfishly just say he was. I was figuring this out. Jack was a part of my life for 40% of my life. He lived to almost 15, and I got him at 6 weeks old. Like, it's insane to think about that. And done my crying. I'm sure I will do more of it. But in the interest of not holding myself down, I want to celebrate the legacy of one of the best creatures ever to grace my life, and I know yours, Evan, in Jack. So I'll just kind of leave it at that, and thank you for giving him the best 2+ years, however it was, with him. And I know he loved you guys so insane, so I can't thank you enough for doing that for me, for Courtney. So thank you, Evan.
No, yeah, dude, that was our pleasure, and it was a great 2.5 years. It's a little fresh because last night we went and picked up the things from it, so it's a little fresh. I went a good 2 or 3 days without really thinking about it too much, and then last night it kind of came back because we had to go back to that building and get the stuff.
Jesus.
So yeah, I'm back down in a little low right now. So talking to you guys is huge. But if I can get through this without crying, I know you probably did too, Tom, but Taylor and I got hundreds, if not maybe 1,000 or so messages and comments and from a ton of people. So I definitely can't and won't read all of them here. But one of the best ones that we got was by, no surprise here, the captain from Megan, former performer Megan. She said, "I am so very sorry. Always remember that while we know what 2 years is, his 2 years with y'all was infinite. Infinite love, infinite chicken, infinite bonks. He was infinitely happy and loved, even to the end. When you broke your own hearts for his ease, you are hurting, but he never did. You gave him that. All my love and empathy. It is gut-wrenching. But I never thought about it like that, you know? Like, time to them is nothing.
It's true.
So they were like, yeah, for him, it was infinite.
And you see this guy behind me. You guys can see Winston chilling behind me. This is like, and on top of what Captain said, and Captain, those words are just absolutely. I don't know anybody could have been perfect to have said that to Evan and to just about losing a pet in general, right?
Right.
The pets are a small part of a big part of our world for short periods of time, but we're everything to them. We are their world, you know, when they are here. So, you know, the fact that we have to go through that grieving process of that, just that nonsense it's a challenging part of life that I don't think I'll ever understand. But that's why I take drugs and drink a lot. So not as much. Yeah. No. I'm not. Bourbon is Brad's thing, but the drugs.
I'm drinking it right now as we speak. It's just barely noon on Saturday. It's Saturday before Christmas. Who gives a shit? I'm pouring one. I legitimately, this is one of the best bourbons of the year. Elijah Craig C923. I poured this one. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I poured this as a cheers to Jackson.
Very good.
Very nice.
Very
nice.
Good. I took a hit of this in
if he was a human, he would definitely drink bourbon. He would be a bourbon cat.
Most likely, Jack was a dick to my other cats. He was definitely like he owned the fucking streets. That cat's seen some shit, but he was such a little cuddle boy to you, and you know he was loyal to you. He was loyal to to me, to Evan, to Taylor, to Courtney. So yeah. Yeah, and I
not to get even sadder with it, but I know that it's going to be coming for us soon. Duncan turns 18 in March, or in February. So I know it's gonna be coming for us sooner than later. But luckily, we have our own Jack, who is a dog, not a cat. But he's a sweet boy, and he can carry on that name.
Carry on the legacy proud.
I don't know if y'all can see him.
Yeah,
I can't. For whatever reason, I just can't see you two. I don't get it.
It's so strange.
Nope. I mean, it never comes at a good time, but coming around Christmas kind of also sucked. But you know what? It's also maybe a good time because it's time that we have, you know, with a lot of people around us. So
that's right.
You know, it's good that we have it together.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So now we're here. We're here to talk about, you know, the
Gaza Strip.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Brad's been chomping at the bit to answer that question. So, So I've got a few things I just specifically want to say. First off, gentlemen, happy Festivus to the rest of us. It is officially Festivus. I know Brad is just like screaming internally because it's a Seinfeld reference, but today is officially Festivus. What's the deal
with bad TV shows?
Have you watched the Festivus episode? And Seinfeld is not a bad TV show. If you guys
disagree
with
Seinfeld
Brad,
wouldn't know.
At Brad's Bourbon Reviews
Jesus
on Instagram,
Christ.
Report him.
I just don't like it. That's just not
I know.
The episodes I've seen, I have enjoyed, but it's just not. It's not my, it's not my go-to sitcom. Yeah, I've seen the Festivus thing. Okay. My dad was a big Seinfeld fan when I was a kid, so I've seen a majority. I didn't realize how much of the show I had actually seen until talking to you guys. I'm like, oh, I've seen more than I realized. Yeah. But Festivus is kind of like a cultural thing now. I'm sure Kyle will get online sometime today and make the same joke he's made for the past 12 years about me being a ginger and he having problems with you people and Tim's a fat troll. It's just the same thing from Captain Wristwatch every single year. So he used to wear he might still. He used to wear like this digitized like watch that you wear when you're 12 or 13. I'm like, Kyle, you're 29. Like, what the fuck? Fucking Kyle Cassiotino, bro.
Cassiotino.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, it's air your grievances if you have them. That's what we're here to do on Jedi Talk today. But hey guys, can I make an official announcement too? We had some wild announcements about who's coming to MegaCon this week, and
they're going all out.
They are, and one of them, I'm excited, and I officially snagged my picture. It's going to go right next to Hayden, but I will officially make the announcement today on December the 23rd, 2023, that Ewan McGregor is getting a Jedi Talk Thanks Kyle's Mom t-shirt. That's happening.
Yes.
Right next to my
Dude, how
Hayden.
cool would it be if like you guys like become friendly and he like comes on the show? How dope would that be?
Oh my God! Don't get. I'm getting hard already. Don't look, guys. Jesus.
You should tell him he should put that on and be like, see, because people will know what that is and interact with you with it based on that.
Yeah.
Especially at that
I mean,
convention.
they're gonna know who he is anyway and interact with him anyway. But
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. I thought we were talking about a fucking celebrity here.
yeah,
He was talking about Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi.
Yeah, they'll interact with you because of your T-shirt from Jedi Talk, not because you're a fucking internationally famous celebrity.
Yeah. And people
I
have
ever-
mistaken you
Fucking
for
idiot.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
I'm a fucking moron.
if I ever did talk to him, I would temporarily unretire my hello there just to say it to him. But I've
Oh.
switched over, of course, months and months ago to the new intro. But hello there would come back for him,
Yeah.
Know that.
Hello there.
and then I'd definitely retire it forever because like he would hopefully say it, and then we could just always use his soundbite, and I'd be like, "We peaked. That's it."
Kyle told me I
I
should.
use hello there at work all the time.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
And that's how you know. That's how you know who's cool if they respond. General Kenobi, you're like, that's it. That's right.
Yeah.
I test the cast members all the time. I'm like, I'll just say hello there, and I'd say about 20% of them respond General Kenobi.
That
Not
is
about
pretty funny.
Yeah, not on Batu, but just across Disney World in general. So, who else did we have announced, guys? I think I saw Fennec and Boba.
Tamara
Yeah,
Morrison.
yeah. Go ahead, Evan. Yeah.
Well, that's all I remember. Tamara, I can't speak. Morrison and Ming-Na Wen. So like those are huge too. I mean, doesn't get really any bigger than some of the biggest stars that
That's
they're
true.
announcing like that.
That's true.
Which really opportune moment for me. I can't really afford to go meet any of these awesome people, so it's cool that they're going to be there. I just won't be able to meet them.
But you'll be under the roof. You'll be under the roof. You might see him in walking,
Yeah.
and then you can push other resort fatties or con fatties, I should say, down and get your selfie with them.
Did you say
Yeah.
there'll be another room? Is that what you said?
They'll
I
be
said
under the same
I'll be
roof.
under the same roof, like in another
Yeah,
room.
it'll be-
under the same-
Okay. So I
I
thought
have
you
a chance
said
to see them.
there will be another roof. Like you could jump off a roof. Like
That's true.
always one,
That-
there's always
yeah.
one more roof, Evan.
yeah. But I mean,
Sorry,
yeah,
that's what I
I
thought you said.
could
I thought I missed
see
something.
them.
I've got MegaCon's page up right now. Now, this isn't Star Wars, but Brad had made mention to this in a text to me or the text to our group chat, but they announced Tom Hiddleston. Like, MegaCon is freaking going mega. Like, they're living up to the name.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor, Tom Hiddleston. They announced Hayden's coming back. Hayden Christensen's coming back. He's doing a team up with Ewan. I looked hard at that,
This
but oof, it's expensive.
this could honestly like be a real, like, not that it's not a real convention, but this could be like a heavy hitter destination type of convention. I mean, it is already in Orlando. That's a tourist destination anyway. You could parlay this with a trip to the parks. You know, this could be a really big thing over the next like 3-4 years.
MegaCon is connecting it with a trip to one of the parks. I don't remember how all that was going down, but that sounds like a genius idea. They partnered with Universal for something. How'd that go down again, Tom? If you remember.
Yeah, I saw it. MegaCon announced it. Universal's doing an after-hours party at Islands of Adventure the Friday of MegaCon. $80, guys. $80 for this.
That's it?
You can wear your cosplay into the park.
Holy shit!
You get
$80 is nothing.
You get $25 towards food and drinks, and there's like a commemorative something else that you get too. So I'm probably going to this.
Compare that to a $190 ticket for Jollywood Nights. Wow. Okay.
I would be tempted to go do that too.
I wasn't
really going, Tom?
Yes, 1,000%.
I wasn't
I have
until
to
I
go
heard
to
the
this.
price. $80?
Do you have to have a ticket to MegaCon to go?
I'll double check. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I'll double check for you guys.
I mean, I'll have one either way.
I kind of want to go to that because it's like $80. That's cheaper than you can get to go to the park.
Oh, let's do Velocicoaster, Hagrid's.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could
man.
do Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
I haven't got to ride that.
At
Dang,
night too.
okay.
Fucking slaps. I miss it so much.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, I think I didn't know all this info beforehand, but when that news came out that something was going on in the park connected to the convention, I was like, they're testing this for Epic Universe because that's going to have sections that they're going to close off for conferences and conventions and that kind of stuff. So it's a test for that. They're just getting ready to
For
take
sure.
over.
And that's like That's genius too, because it's literally right across the street from the Orlando Convention Center. They are just going to be printing money.
It's going to be a huge weekend. Mosh Isley's that
gonna be
weekend too.
huge.
Huge. Some other Star Wars actors, real quick to announce: Diana Lee and Santo from Ahsoka.
Anthony Daniels too, right?
Anthony Daniels is there. Yep.
Who's the first person?
That's Morgan. Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ezra is going to be there. Iman Esfandi. He will be there meeting, taking pictures. Randy Quaid will be there. That's not Star Wars, but I always like to mention that Randy Quaid will be there. That's so cool. I love it.
Cousin Eddie, bro?
Yes.
Holy shit. I'd meet Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, me too. Giancarlo Esposito will be there. Moff Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
I believe he was the first of the Star Wars announced. And there's a bunch of other stuff at MegaCon. Go check it out. We could sit here and talk forever, but Jedi Talk will have presence there.
Yeah.
We hope to see you guys
now,
there.
you two have both been at several different conventions before, but this is my first convention ever. So, like, when I signed up for the ticket, none of these people were announced, but I was under the impression of, like, MegaCon isn't, like, that big. But I stand corrected. It seems huge if these people are coming.
It's growing. Rosario Dawson was there last year.
Yeah, and so is Hayden. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's bigger than I thought. I was like, oh, this is a good little, like, practice for Celebration. But dang, this sounds like it's not as big a Celebration, but it sounds huge.
Still good practice for Celebration. I mean, any conventions are just fun, dude. Like, I know there's, like, that, like, people like to, like, make fun of people who go dressed up and stuff. And, like, culturally, people think it's kind of silly. But, dude, when you're there surrounded by people who are just genuinely in love with whatever they're in love with, it is just such a cool feeling. It's contagious.
Right. Those kind of environments don't have the judgment that the outside world puts on it. So when you're out in the outside looking at it, you see all that judgment. But when you're in it, you don't see any of that judgment.
No. I love looking at cosplay, man. The stuff people can do there. I'm not into cosplay myself. But I think what people can make at home that looks better than like movie quality stuff sometimes, it's just insane to me.
Mm-hmm. It's
so impressive.
Yeah, there's so many fantastic Batman last year at MegaCon. Like there was like different variations of it, like from Arkham, then like the Nightmare Batman. Like people were just slaying it. I saw a great Batman Beyond cosplay. Like it's just so good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. People are good. MegaCon's sick. Like it's growing. Like Brad said, I hope it could rival San Diego Comic-Con, like being the East Coast San Diego Comic-Con. I think that's what it's trying to do. Yeah.
I mean, I know New York Comic-Con's pretty big too, but you know the real thing is what you want to start seeing is not even the celebrities coming because they're going to make money either way. The sign that'll show you that this is getting big is when like Hasbro comes and does a panel, and like you know big brands come in and do stuff. That's when you know it's going to be popping off like in the future.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I know with like obviously Celebration and also Comic-Con have like announcements for this movie, this show, this game. Like so, MegaCon, to my knowledge, doesn't have that. But like if they keep building, they could get to that point.
Yeah, their panels are more like celebrations of whatever topic they're talking about and kind of, you know, that kind of take on it. But yeah, if they could start breaking news there, all it would take would be like one, like Marvel showing up and doing something.
Yeah, it just takes somebody to take that first step. Whatever company comes.
Maybe not Marvel.
Heck, at this point, it'll be
Miss Marvel's too. You're like, God damn it!
At this point, it's going to be Universal showing up and announcing something because they are just killing it. So
that would be nuts if they did. If Universal showed up and did a panel about
Epic Universe.
Epic Universe. I almost said Endless Summer. That's the resort.
They honestly might.
That would be fucking nuts.
That'd be insane.
And then you could also talk about all the convention, you know, space and things you can do with it. Oh, dude, that'd be brilliant.
Yep.
Didn't Rachel mention on the last time she was on Jedi Talk that she was looking to put together like a Star Cruiser meetup at MegaCon too, like a cosplay meetup? So that might be going down.
Yeah. I think they're looking at Saturday, which is thankfully the same day I'm going. So like Saturday seems to be the day where there's the most costumes anyway. So I think that's what she's kind of eyeballing.
That's good. I'm meeting you in on the last day. Yeah, so that's good. It's on Saturday.
We weren't talking about that specifically, but we were talking about the convention the other night with Rachel and Brian and Emily, and they were all like talking about how crazy parking is. I was like, well, thank God I'm going to walk because I live close enough I can walk.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Good.
Yeah.
I might come park by you and walk with you then.
Yeah, if you both need to come park at our place and walk, please do.
Definitely. So, all right. Other than that, there's other Star Wars news, and then we'll get into some great listener questions. Bad Batch Season 3, The Acolyte, and Skeleton Crew have all seemingly just been, in a press release from Disney, so not seemingly, officially, been confirmed for 2024. Bad Batch
Heck
Season
yeah.
3, in my opinion, I think we're getting that first. I know that one's closest.
Yeah.
And then Andor Season 2 officially bumped to 2025. That's in because of the strikes that pushed it back. So at least we've got that to look forward to. 3 shows, I think, is okay. One of them being animated, I think
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And, I mean, Acolyte's basically all brand new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Bad Batch is a continuation, but it left off on something huge that we're just like, how do you go forward with Season 2's ending?
And it's the final season for Bad Batch, so.
Yeah. So that's going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
3 seasons is good. I think
And
it's
then
good
Skeleton Crew is
Yeah, I think so,
obviously
too.
brand new, too. So, like, we're getting 2 brand new shows. And then
Well,
the
3
end
seasons
of an
is
existing
good
show.
3 seasons is good if they stick the landing with this and make it have some sort of ramifications or have something that ties in, or
I mean, they stuck the landing of Season 2, so I have faith
for
in them.
for sure.
For sure.
But I want more like it's Boba Fett's sister essentially. Like I
Yeah.
want that to kind
Oh,
of.
yeah, we do need to know what's going on with Omega.
Oh, we will.
Yeah,
that is
for
a great
sure.
point.
We got a phenomenal story, though, out of the transition from the clones into, like, the regular soldiers, like the regs. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
that was a solid story. Man,
I'm
so-
due to rewatch that again. Actually, I want to go back and watch both seasons. I might do that leading up to Season 3 because I think I'll go back and watch Season 1 and like it more.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I need to do that too because
That's a good point.
you and I both did not like Season 1, and then we
At
watched
all.
Season 2, and Season 2 made me freaking bawl and cry, which I do a lot anyway. But I did not think Bad Batch was ever going to make me cry,
Right.
and then Season 2 did. That's how good Season 2 was. So I do need to go back and see if Season 1 got better.
I just want to make mention of one thing before we get into listener questions. I watched Rebel Moon last night. That's officially out. So this was Zack Snyder's. Originally, this started out as his Star Wars story. I'm not going to talk spoilers. There's a lot of cool things in this movie. I can't rate it yet. I was watching it while taking care of Lily, so I was in and out of it, but I was very much hooked to it. And the one thing I will say about Rebel Moon, and I'm very, very curious to hear what other Star Wars fans think about this movie. It made me feel like the first time I ever saw Star Wars in general. Like, it made me feel like that. Like, I never looked for that feeling ever before in anything else. But while I was watching it, I remember just thinking to myself, like, shit, I remember this feeling, and it's the first time I ever watched Star Wars. Now, the first time I ever watched Star Wars, I wasn't like, it's not the thing you hear where, like, the special effects are so over your head, right? You know, I just was grown up with better special effects, but it was just the lore and the where CGI and what Zach's done thus far, the characters. It's not a perfect movie, but there's something there. So.
Is the story interesting? Is it like set up a good universe and everything?
Yes. The story's interesting, and I'm sitting there, and I was dissecting it a little bit, and I'm like, I wonder if this was his story for Rey and Kylo. I just want to put it at that. Yeah. Because I could make parallels to it. And a little bit, I'll text you. I don't want to say something because it would give something away in the movie, so I'll text you.
All right, I'll watch it and then we can talk.
Okay,
about
okay,
it, 'cause
okay.
I do want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I am excited to watch this.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting. My dad asked me about this movie the other day, which makes me
Ooh.
think that like it's getting out there in like the common. My dad likes nerdy stuff, but he's not like into it.
Sure.
But for him to know about it, that means like it's in the zeitgeist, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I know that this was getting panned by critics, of course.
Anything Zack Snyder does,
yes,
they hate
but
instantly.
audience score was better.
I think
so-
that's why it's probably in the zeitgeist, is just because it's Zack Snyder.
Yep.
You know, he
He's-
put his name out there, and he's
Okay.
going to be talked about by everybody.
I like him, man. You can't tell me 300 is not one of the best movies ever made.
Oh, I know.
It's
Watchmen.
one of the best movies ever
300,
made. I love
yeah.
it.
God, it's.
I didn't like Watchmen when I first saw it. I've only seen it once, and I didn't love it. I need to go back and rewatch it because at the time, I went into it thinking it was going to be like a superhero movie like of the time, and it was not.
Yeah,
it's nothing like what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the Watchmen either. So
they're an interesting group. Of
did you watch the show?
No, I never got into the show.
I heard people love the show.
Me too. I heard it was very divisive, but there was like a cult following for it.
I need to go. I want to watch. There's a lot of things I need to watch.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for listener questions?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I got to get to the post. All right. So first and foremost, my lovely wife asked a question, and she has to go first. Sorry, Mike. I know you sent one via text, but my wife gets priority.
I saw this.
Yeah.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Gentlemen, why is Kyle's mom so hot? Brad, you go first.
Well, I mean, how much time do you want me to spend on this? Because there's just so many things about it that are just so enticing. The thing I like the most is the clap of her ass cheeks.
Evan, why is Kyle's mom so hot?
I just think it's the mental aspect of knowing that it's Kyle's mom. You know, not just anybody's mom. It's specifically Kyle's mom.
That's good. And gentlemen, Kyle's mom is so hot because she has an additional hole. Don't tell anybody.
You heard it here first.
You heard it.
Breaking news.
That's why. So thank you for the question. So I will go to our premium listener, Mike, of the infamous Michael and Anthony. Where do you go there in my texts?
Is it just freaking wrestling guy?
No.
Oh.
We met Mike at Heroes of the Halcyon Muster too.
Okay, that Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So his question, and this is a good one, guys. It requires one answer from each of us, and he specifically called you out, Evan, saying, "I know that's never stopped Evan from having more than one." Who do you most want to interview in 2024? And I asked a follow-up. I said, "Are we keeping it within the Galactic Star Cruiser world, or are we thinking beyond?"
I don't think so.
And he said beyond. So that's our question.
Huh.
I have the ones
I mean,
there's the guess we will never get.
Right, like I'll pick two, like the unrealistic one and the realistic one.
Yeah. Unrealistic is George Lucas. I would freak out.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's a given. Does he do anything like this? I don't think he'd ever pick Jedi Talk unless he stumbled upon us. But he doesn't do anything like.
He's like, I like
podcast
Kyle's
interviews,
mom too. I'm a big fan of Kyle's mom.
That would be a drop.
I don't think so.
He probably does
he
flannel
might
podcasts.
Be one of those people. He might be one of those people that like you'd be surprised. You know what I mean? Like people you wouldn't think would say yes, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'd love to. You're like, wait, what the hell?
Like, actually, no one's ever asked me before because they all assumed I would say no.
Exactly.
Because you asked me, I will do it.
Like I got an interview with you guys have heard me talk about and probably just know Pappy Van Winkle Bourbon. I reached out to the founder of that, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to come on." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, you've interviewed Jim Cummings for crying out loud. Jim Cummings is one of the best voice actors of all time.
Yeah, and just was like, "Yeah, absolutely, let's do it." And it's just odd. It's amazing how like generous people are with their time.
It's
like
true.
That.
You know what? I said unrealistic and realistic, but I think one that is actually realistic is Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's one of those guys that he does it. He would be willing to.
Yep.
Man.
So I'll call him a realistic answer. I'll say
I
Mark
like
Hamill.
that.
I think that could be realistic. I think we should work on that, gentlemen. To be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
I'll give a different one, but all
right, I'm
torn on two.
I'm gonna give you mine. I need Cameron on the show. I need Cameron Monaghan on the show.
Ooh.
That one I think is realistic too because he does cons and he's seems very open. I mean he's a little distant on social media. Like it's weird. He'll like post pictures and then he'll take them all down and there'll only be like 3 up there. I don't get that trend, but it is what it is. So but that would be, hey, you know, if we could fucking have Cal Kestis on Jedi Talk, that would make my
we all
lifetime.
3 got to wear ponchos.
Of course. Of course. I need a Jedi Talk poncho. Jedi Talk, I will pay handsomely if somebody makes me a Jedi Talk poncho from Fallen
Oh
Order.
my god.
Please.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
with like our blue and yellow in there.
Oh man, that'd be so good. So good.
Have
all
Austin.
right,
Austin get on that because Austin made the cool shoes. So Austin, that's your job.
There you go,
yeah,
Austin.
make us all Jedi Talk ponchos.
Please.
I have two.
Okay.
One that I think would just be such an interesting conversation, and then one that I think would be a cool guest as a nerd. First, because I think the conversation would be very good, would be Gina Carano.
Yes.
I don't divisive person for whatever reason, sure, but I think the conversation would be interesting. And the other person that I'd love to have on, just because I'm obsessed with him outside of Star Wars 2, is Adam Driver. He was just on Bill Burr's podcast the other day.
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't got to listen to it.
So I haven't either. I was saving it for the car ride home.
You best believe we watched the Saturday Night Live that he just did, and he killed it as always.
We watched it too. He was awesome on that.
Yep.
And I feel like he's becoming more open to talk about Star Wars stuff than he was.
Yeah, especially because he just commented about Kylo's character, how it changed apparently. So yeah,
I don't see why he wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
unless he just was like, "Well, thank you. I'm not interested in doing a podcast."
I mean, like, if we're talking non-Star Wars, if I ever had James Hetfield on one of my podcasts, I'd fucking shit myself. That would have to be in person, though.
I bet you could do it.
I don't feel confident I could do it, but I don't feel not confident that I could get that done somehow. So you never know.
I bet money if you reached out to whoever is in charge of their media and you go, "Hi, hey, I do a Metallica podcast. I'm a huge fan. I was in the almost said Lux Eterna.
Lux Eterna.
What
Halo on
what
Fire.
video were you in? Halo on Fire.
Thank you.
Halo on Fire video. I would love to sit down and talk to anyone from Metallica. If anyone's available, that'd be great. I bet one of them would do it.
I mean, James, just from a philosophical standpoint, I could talk to that guy for hours. Lars would be an incredible get too because he's so good with that stuff. He's so knowledgeable. He's so talkative. It's like you've known him forever. He just lost his dad too recently. He did. Yeah, rest in peace, Torben Ulrich. He infamous tennis player.
Tennis player, right? Yeah.
Infamous tennis player, and Metallica fans know him from the Some Kind of Monster documentary for the infamous "Delete That" after Lars had played him something that Metallica had like recorded when they were feeling all like inspirational. Like this was a little bit before Saint Anger, and then Torben listened to it and he hated it. And he just said, I would say delete that. It's so good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's some blatant honesty with your son. I like that.
Yeah, me too. You got to respect that. And this guy helped raise the greatest metal drummer of all time. So let's go.
That's how the greats get great. They don't get all this sugar-coated stuff all the time. They do get mostly dads or, people telling them facts and being straight up like that. So that's probably how we got there.
Wild
sometimes.
Wild how that works.
But
yeah.
I probably said Mark Hamill because I got this Joker figure staring at me. He's actually pointing a gun here, like right at my face. So.
Yeah, and that's the one from the Arkham universe. So that is actually voiced by Mark Hamill. So.
Yeah. And I've been watching a lot of regular show here. So.
Oh, nice.
Also, he voices Skips in regular show. So I have Mark Hamill on my mind.
Very good.
My unrealistic would be Anne Morrow Johnson.
Ooh.
Well, if she's still with Disney or not with Disney, I bet it's not that hard to get. I bet we could get that. I would love to talk to another person that I would love to talk to is the Imagineer. Why am I blanking on his name?
Scott Trowbridge.
Scott Trowbridge. I was saying Fitzgerald. I don't know why. Scott Trowbridge would be interesting. I would like to talk to him even about like some of the stuff that was supposed to go on at Universal that didn't, and why. And there's a lot of stuff that do.
They probably have a bunch of NDAs though. That's why I said unrealistic. Because I'm sure she signed her life away somewhere that said you can never tell even your goldfish about this.
True, but things get out either way, and somebody's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel stuff like that always will get out. Even if it's like 50 years down the line. I mean, just look at all the shit we hear about like Haunted Mansion and Pirates now that like you probably would have never thought we would have known about those. So
yeah,
it's kind of crazy. So all right, More on
Those are all
Instagram.
good ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More on Instagram here. I'll go newest first and go from bottom up like I do with Kyle's mom. So, Vacation Fairy Sarah, who reached out to us this week and apologized for breaking the news of the house enclosure to me, but that's okay. Any and all hints of what you're working on for 2024? And she said that with an exclamation point. So we're working on lots of stuff for 2024.
Our biggest thing is the meetup.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first priority for Jedi Talk. Evan, do you have any more news you want to share since we're kind of talking about that? Anything beyond? I mean, because after the first of the year, when we come back into our in-person shows, it's going to be pedal to metal with this.
Yeah. Well, the good news with some of the free time that I've had recently, I've had time to watch some things that I haven't got to watch yet because of time constraints and think about stuff. And I finally got around to watching the 4-hour cut of the Star Cruiser story by Ordinary Adventures. And there's a ton of good Saja dialogue, especially from Saja Tyser, who I had never got to see myself. So I took a lot of inspiration from what he said, and I'm kind of helping Taylor put that into the anchorites and their story. So that helped, because as much as I love Taylor, I understandably so, she's kind of not fully set on the anchorite story, and neither am I for my character or a lot of the other stuff. So like, I'm helping her out with it. So having all this Saja stuff is going to be a huge help for that.
Will you play Survivor already? Will you get to that part? You'll get a lot of information.
Well, now that I watched that video, and then I took a break from Star Wars and stuff, and I watched the HBO series Winning Time about the Lakers.
Oh, but yeah, the Lakers, yeah.
That series is amazing.
It looks like it's good, yeah.
It's so damn good. So I just finished season 1 of that. There's only 7 more episodes of season 2, so I'll watch that over the next week or so. But I am going to jump into Jedi Survivor to help out more with that anchorite stuff. But I also kind of had some thoughts for Lias and the smugglers interaction that they might have. I want to bounce off you, Tom.
Okay.
That I kind of picked up from one of our good buddies, Saja Dax, and a conversation he had with Wraith during that 4-hour video.
Okay.
This is all stuff I've never seen in the thousands of hours of Star Cruiser stuff I watched. So thankfully I had time to watch this video and picked up some new things to add to a few of our storylines. And I don't want to look past version 1, iteration 1 of our meetup, but I think I have an idea for version 2. So that's further down the line. Won't be 2024 probably. I mean, it could be.
It could be.
But
you never know.
Yeah.
Could be.
But Rachel
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the last thing, I think, it's not really an update, but the last thing is Rachel is still hard at work on the website. She's going to bounce off a few ideas with us here in the next couple days, probably after the holiday, I would imagine. So the website's coming along. So just look out for that website. 2024, I don't know what our biggest plans are after the meetup, but that is basically all I'm like deer in the headlights looking at right now.
Yeah, I would absolutely say stay tuned, because there's some things that Brad and I have talked about with you, Evan. Brad and I have talked ourselves that we we haven't talked as a group yet about ideas of multiple different things for 2024. If we're talking serious about continuing, like getting, Star Cruiser, infamous folks from the Star Cruiser in, former actors, former performers, if they would like to join Jedi Talk. My number one goal for 2024 would be talk to one of the rock star queens. I'd love to talk to Gaia, because I'm a music person.
Hell yeah.
Brad's a music person. I'd love to get some of the stuff behind that. So and I won't reveal the idea I had about doing that, but I did mention it to Brad. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so Sarah, I'm sorry, I'm being vague on purpose here, because these are like, you call them like blue sky ideas, but they're like this close to being executed. So as soon as we can, we'll announce it.
Sweet. The only other thing I know that I'm working on, obviously you guys' input and help is always needed, but getting our panel for next year and Celebration ready to go for the Galaxy's Edge panel.
Yes. Speaking of panels, we're still waiting to see if hopefully one of the things that we're looking forward to is being able to do our panel at MegaCon. So we're waiting to hear back. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And then we got LaBeth always coming up with some crazy good ideas. So LaBeth will be around for sure.
Yeah.
I have a crazy idea that won't be 2024, but I did want to just ask you two off air how crazy it sounds.
Okay.
So yeah,
Mind us after
that's
the
definitely
show. I'd love to hear it.
definitely not a 2024 idea, but it's an idea that sounds crazy. So I want to see what you think.
Very good.
I also think,
And of course, we got the Housey Con that we're going to be a part of coming
Right.
up too in 2024. So a lot of crazy stuff.
I also am going to try to commit to video episodes this year. More video episodes.
Yeah, we just one of us have to put our phone up and record while we're doing that. So
It's just the editing.
now, yeah, it's actually we should pull Austin in because he did offer to do it. We just all have to like set our phones up. If we did the close-ups, I think that would be better video for us instead of just the wide shot of us. I think that would work better. So we'll talk off air on that though. I'm gonna get through these questions. Derek asked us a little bit of a similar question, so I want you to just answer this specifically and only answer with a ride because there's a similar question after that I'm going to ask. If you could add a new ride to Galaxy's Edge, what would it be, Brad?
I have two. One would be to include the original Bantha ride that they had. I think that is a really cool concept. And it's one of those rides too where it's like it's not like going to be the greatest ride ever, but it just adds.
Hey, Brad, it sounds like you're a little underwater. You might have to adjust something.
You're better now?
No. I know Brad was talking about the original Bantha ride.
Yeah, I forget the name of that actual creature. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can you hear me better now?
A little. Why don't you go on?
No, I didn't do anything.
Weird. Okay. So go on. Sorry.
But
the Bantha ride would be dope, and then I think because it just adds to the theming of the area, whatever the hell creature that was called.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
The other thing I would do is I would add I've said this 1,000 times, add a speeder bike ride to Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's one of the most iconic things in all of Star Wars. You have the ability to do it with like the Tron light cycle. You have the ride vehicle. It really would be a simple thing to do, and it would be fucking awesome if done right.
That would be cool. Evan, what would you do?
Think about like if you side by side on a speeder.
Hell yeah.
Like think about the Tron ride vehicles. Just like cut each one off, so you're just side by side and you're going through like the desert of Batuu or through the trees and the spires of Batuu. Like it'd be so cool.
It really would.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Evan, what would you put? Yeah.
Well, I would get some sort of like box truck kind of thing, and like get people to go through like a docking bay, maybe like docking bay 3, and like just kind of take the box truck up to a big spaceship that's like orbiting Batuu, like, and have some like a singer there and like have a smuggler there, where you like interact with them and like live your own story for like 2 days. It would be insanely cool.
That sounds awesome.
I think,
how much would it cost?
I mean, I would charge like $1 billion per person and not market it at all, and then purposely close it so it fails. That's what I would do. And then just be like, well, I'm a CEO that makes $30 million a year, so I don't give a you-know-what about anybody anyway, so I'm okay.
Million. That's a low number, dog.
No, he does make $30 million.
Yeah, but he has stocks and his bonuses are more than $30 million a year.
Yeah.
I can randomly see Brad on video now. He left.
Yeah,
he left and came back.
Yeah.
It's like crystal clear video too. Dang.
What's up, bitches?
Like HD.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's crystal clear. Jesus.
Yeah, but realistically,
like shit.
I mean that is a realistic answer. But non-joke answer is I would do some kind of like First Order centric ride where you can maybe be a TIE pilot or just something First Order, because the villains never get anything. So give me like a TIE pilot.
Sorry, I played the First Order as the worst order, so I didn't hear what the back half of what you said.
Oh, I was just like, just give me a TIE fighter ride.
A TIE fighter ride, yeah. No, that would be fucking cool. I would real quickly do, I'd give me like a dark ride, a water ride, Journey to Octo. And at the end, you get animatronic Luke waiting for you.
Bro, what about if they did like a recruitment for the First Order? And like that's the premise of the ride. It's like you want to be on the side of peace and prosperity in the galaxy, join the First Order, and then you have to go through like training.
Yeah.
And it's like a ride, kind of like Rise of the Resistance, but different enough where it doesn't feel like the same ride twice.
It ties into it. You're one of the stormtroopers that get shot and you die in the AT-AT room.
Oh my god! Oh, I was on Rise and the cannons didn't work.
Die in Star Wars.
Wait, what?
In Star Wars.
What did you just say, Tom?
Sorry, I was on Rise and the cannons from the AT-AT didn't work after we got up on the elevator.
You scared me. I thought something cool happened.
Oh,
but no,
sorry.
I've had that happen before.
Sorry, it was the first time I
nothing.
saw that not work. So everything else
nothing
worked.
new.
I guess.
Somehow
Get that
they're
sign.
pointed
I'll
straight
get
up
that.
and down, but somehow they still shoot forward at you. It's yeah, it's great.
You know what would be cool, Brad, as a kind of almost like an idea of the recruitment for the First Order. Maybe it's like you said, a Rise type of ride, but there's conflict where the Resistance is trying to come in and save some of you because you're with the Resistance, but then there's a point in the ride where everybody on the ride gets to vote if they want to stay with the First Order or go with the Resistance. So then based on the majority of who voted, will go one way. Like if you vote First Order, you get the ride finish of the First Order. If you go Resistance, you get the ride finish of the Resistance.
Like Horizons, you get to pick your own ending.
I was thinking that same thing. Yeah,
there you go.
I'm all in for that.
What if it's more like Test Track, where you get to go in and design your own?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Your own tie.
Ooh,
and then you get to see if you can handle being a TIE fighter pilot.
That'd be sick.
That'd be pretty sick. Where it's also kind of like a combination of, like you said, Test Track, but also the not hyperspace. What was the thing at Galaxy? Jeez, I cannot speak. The Disney Quest. What was that thing called?
Oh, it was. I think it was Hyperspace Mountain, right?
Hyperspace Mountain? Is that what it was called? Cyberspace Mountain.
Cyberspace Mountain.
Yeah, it's like that, where you design the ride and then you ride the ride. Yeah, a little bit combination of all the greats that they've closed. Horizons, Disney Quest. Yeah. So basically all the things that they used to have. That's what we want.
Our next question, as I'm pushing through, but these are all great ideas. That Corner in Coruscant, Mars, asked us, putting theme park designer hat on, what would you add to Galaxy's Edge to attract and repeat visitors in 2024? Evan, we already got your answer. Without recycling old ideas mentioned in the Galaxy's Edge concept book and taking the Halcyon out of the dry docks, in parentheses, I miss her too. So what would we
I know
add?
exactly what I would do.
What would you do?
I would add a Jedi Temple.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's already there.
It can be a massive show building that already exists on Bot 2. You go in, and it's almost like a pavilion where you can kind of go in, and there's like interactive games to try to unlock passages. Think of like an interactive version of the caves on a much grander scale on Tom Sawyer's Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be great. And then you can even just tie in World Between Worlds. I think we talked about this around the time that Ahsoka episode came out, where it just now you can have Luke be quote unquote alive, Anakin be alive, and you can go meet them. So all the people that are like, oh, I want to meet Luke, like they can actually go do it. You know, it would make everybody happy.
It would be a cool way to do it. Now, here's the only problem, the downside with my ride idea or my attraction idea is that I am charging Fast Pass, Lightning Lane, Genie Plus, and it's going to be about $86 per person. So that's the one downside.
Isn't that just a normal Tuesday?
Hi-yo! Did you see the prices the other day?
No, but it probably was like 86, wasn't it?
It was like 38. I think I was either $35 or $45 per person for just the service, and then the additional.
And it's sold out.
Lightning Lanes on top of that. Yep.
And it's sold out. People still pay it, so it's sticking around. You're not paying for it.
People are dumb. That's what we found out this week is that people are dumb.
Yep.
So, yeah, go ahead, Evan.
I would add like a legit, kind of like we said already with the ride, but like a legit First Order base, more than just a kind of cool looking ship on a launching pad. Like that's all the First Order really has.
So more like an expansion to Galaxy's Edge versus a singular attraction.
Yeah, because like rides are like obviously amazing. We love Rise of the Resistance. We love Pirates. We love Mansion. We love that kind of stuff. But 2 is great. A lot of the reason why it's great anyway is just because of like the immersion, the characters walking around, the atmosphere. So you give it a First Order base. You can have Lieutenant Agnon there, but you can have him with like a bunch of troops or a bunch of other First Order lackeys, whatever. You could have I've always said, write a comic that says Captain Phasma is still alive. Put Captain Phasma on Batuu, so she could be there working up the garrison in this little base. Like, you could do so many things that just atmosphere and is just adding another building. Like, it wouldn't cost billions. It wouldn't be cheap, but it wouldn't be Rise of the Resistance level expensive. Just build a building and have a few more performers, like. Yep. Performers are what makes those parks run, and they still don't know it. It's been 100 years. Not literally 100 years, but it's been a long time, and they still don't know it.
I would almost love to, maybe a little bit based this off the temple idea. I have two thoughts. I would want a Jedi archive where you can go in and just learn random things about Jedi. Like you have like a Jocasta Nu or something or in there like helping you, or you just and again, it could be the World Between Worlds thing, but if it's still in the same timeline on Batuu, but like just like a Jedi archive being kept up, maybe it could be kept up by Anchorites, maybe it could be kept up by Saja. Like there's something to do with the Saja.
That's cool.
So yeah. Other than that, I think another obvious thing to do that I'm shocked they haven't done was just a complete. And I know this was part of the plans, but a sit down restaurant on Batuu. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was my other it needs to happen. Like they have to bring that idea back.
Yeah.
It doesn't
could
make
charge
sense. It
$100.
literally doesn't make. Oh, dude, it's gonna be more than that. They could charge $200 and it would sell it for months.
Yep, I'd be there once a month, twice a month.
And they would even probably you could do it like I feel like when I did Victoria and Albert, did we prepay? No, we didn't. I could see them even making you prepay.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Like a fixed menu kind of thing.
That's Hoop-de-Doo. Hoop-de-Doo is prepaid.
That's right. That's what it is. Prepaid.
Yeah. That's what stopped me from doing it so far is I have to prepay, and I'm like, especially because I want to book it for 6 of us, and I'm like, I can't just drop $800 or whatever it is.
You let me know, and I'm there with a.
Well, it's going to be even longer now, given the past couple of weeks. So, that's the last thing I think we've talked about most of these ideas before, but I know we've talked about this one is having a secret Mandalorian covert, and there's the armorer there once you get in, and you obviously it's an upcharge, and obviously us fans would be okay with it, but you build your own Mandalorian armor, a customized armor, and you pay $500, whatever it is. Yeah. But obviously we would do it because lightsabers cost $200. The droids are 150. We all would do it. So
I wish they would do more things like this where they bring the idea to the park instead of the character to the park. It's cool to see Mando and Grogu in Galaxy's Edge for sure, but it would be way cooler if there were just other Mandalorians hanging out on the planet and you were interacting with them. We've heard of Din Djarin. That would be way cooler and way less on the nose.
Well, it is for us, but for we said, for the dummies buying lightning lanes, they want to see.
If only there was a place in Disney's Hollywood Studios where the Star Wars characters could go and have meet and greets with. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Something like a bay. I don't know what would you call it?
Bay of
a launching point, what would you call a Star Wars launch bay?
I don't know.
Star Wars circular crop dust.
There you go.
There we go.
That's perfect.
But that's where they need to put those quote unquote
legacy
main
characters.
Legacy characters. And then you can have all the new characters. Yeah.
I'm way more interested in the Vimaratis and
Lieutenant Agnon, man. Every time we go to Batuu, I look for Vi, I look for Agnon. I don't look for Chewie. I love Chewie, but he's at Launch Bay. Go see him at Launch Bay. I go to Batuu for Agnon and Vi. It's it's not that hard.
Vigna.
And Gary. Every time we got to find Gary.
Motherfucker. I see him out there. He's been hanging up top lately. Ryan Alexander asked us, getting these through the last few questions, been wanting to get back into Star Wars books. Which book would you recommend I start with? Princess and the Scoundrel or the High Republic series? I say High Republic series. No, he wants to know specifically these two.
Yeah. No, I like Princess and the Scoundrel, but Into the Dark is better. Light of the Jedi is better. Those are the two best books I've ever.
Because
not the two best.
This expands the lore. Start with Light of the Jedi. That's a fantastic Star Wars book that's new, and there's a connection, and you're invested almost immediately.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
I would definitely go down that
best
road.
or second best Star Wars book ever.
I haven't read Princess and the Scoundrel, so I can't speak on it, but I have read a lot of the High Republic stuff, and that stuff, when it hits, it hits.
Yeah. It's really
It doesn't all hit. Some of it's annoying, some of it's kind of boring, but when High Republic hits, man, it's some of the best Star Wars stuff, especially books.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go outside of those two options, Lost Stars is great. Black Spire is great.
Resistance Reborn is one of the best Star Wars books ever written.
It is one of the Star Wars books ever written. Yes.
Can't believe you don't like that book. It's like reading a movie.
Here's it is.
Yeah, like Attack of the Clones.
Oh boy. Here's a question I did not expect to get, but Deirdre asks, do you think all people should demand a ceasefire in Gaza? Talk about themes of genocide throughout Star Wars franchise.
I think if you're asking Jedi Talk for an opinion on the Gaza Strip, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, death is bad. That's all I really can say. And obviously, yeah, death is bad.
Yeah, killing should stop. No matter where killing is, all killing should be done. I don't care who's carrying it out. I believe in the non-aggression principle, where you don't threaten another person's right to exist, and you could do whatever you want as long as it doesn't harm anybody else.
Mm-hmm. That is the perfect way to say it. On any level.
Themes and genocide of Star Wars, I can't really think of any, but I also don't really.
Wouldn't
when I read this is me personally. When I read something, I don't go, "Oh, that's an allegory for this."
I mean, Order 66 is the most obvious one.
That's true, but that's
I never thought about it like that until now.
Yeah,
because I just look at fantasy.
Well, no, because Jedi's aren't a species or a race; they're just somebody who's connected to the Force.
No, but it's not
a religion.
You're ridding a religion off the earth.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're you can make comparisons. I think to anything, if you want to, and then sometimes you just don't. You don't need to. I think of Ryloth.
And then you could
for Ryloth.
That's
for Ryloth.
Yeah, but then you got, of course, Mandalore. The Great Purge and what Moff Gideon did to Mandalore. That's a pretty obvious one.
Bad, yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of it in Star Wars. Some of it's not as talked about. Like, even Kashyyyk has a little bit of that going on.
Absolutely. Fallen Order.
The Lasats in Rebels.
Yeah.
When Zeb goes back. And it's kind of weird because, like, it's a fictional universe. It's all fake. So, like, Darth Vader kills a bunch of kids and then goes to heaven. Like, all that. But...
but Agent the most ridiculous genocide was him killing all those kids in the temple.
Yeah, but like Agent Callus in Rebels tells Zeb and us, the audience, that he is responsible for basically killing all the Lasats. But then at the end of Rebels, Zeb and him are like best friends, and then they go help a handful of Lasats rebuild that community. So like, it's fake. It's a cartoon show, but like. Callus murdered 1 billion people and then is like, no, it's okay. I'm your best friend. I'm going to help you bring back some of these people. What?
We are forgetting one of the biggest genocides in all of Star Wars history. The destruction of Alderaan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The planet just blew the fuck up.
We don't know.
The Hosnian system.
We don't know if there are people on Alderaan when it blew up. It could have been empty.
There definitely were people.
And
there were lots of 1,000 million voices were suddenly silent. Yeah, people were there, dude, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And we know there are people on Hosnian too. We saw them, so we know that's a fact.
Yeah.
So that one chick that was supposed to be like a main character and then wasn't.
She had like 2 small deleted scenes too. It wasn't even like they cut out a bunch of stuff. They cut out like 30 seconds.
But we had to have that long ass Rathtar scene. That was more important.
Yeah. There's a lot of it in Star Wars, man. The more you think, the more there's kind of a lot.
Yeah, sure.
There is. And we appreciate that question. Thank you for listening. And the last question we got on Facebook. This is how we'll close out the final episode of 2023 for Jedi Talk. From Kyle Cosentino. Question: when will you guys stop torturing humanity with this show? I am pretty sure listening to a West African buffalo have diarrhea is more enjoyable.
How does he know what that sounds like?
Yeah,
what's
Kyle?
His search history? Is the FBI outside?
The CIA's got Kyle on a watch list.
They wouldn't go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Too dangerous.
Other than plant drugs in the streets.
Yeah, dude. No, shut up. You and your 2-bit opinions on the movies you haven't seen that you review all over on Fourth Mother Box. It's Shut up.
Kyle's just happy that he can finally watch Barbie. Now it's out on Max. So
Yeah, while he's touching himself in Europe.
exactly. So you guys have been great. We've been Jedi Talk. It's been the final episode 69 of 2023. We'll be back next year, bigger and better than ever. You guys got any final words?
Let's go. No.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for listening throughout the year. The show's gotten exponentially bigger, and we appreciate all of you. Guys, I've told you this separately. I don't know if I've told you this all said it on the show, but I love you both, and I think this is the best the show's ever been.
Yeah, dude, you're not wrong. We keep getting better somehow. I don't know how. Don't know how we keep getting lucky enough to talk to the amazing people we do and reach out to amazing people we do and just have people listen that I'd never thought were going to listen or all that good stuff. And I didn't really mention it in the what's coming in 2024, but we're going to have some interesting stories that we can talk about from the past couple weeks. So
yes,
2024 is going to have some fun stuff.
Can't wait.
But I love both of you two.
Reset, bro.
Yeah, but I love both of you two, and this was a much needed show. I'm very happy that we could get together for one last 69.
Same, dude.
All right. Well, you guys have been great. We've been Jedi Talk. Brad, take us home.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, stay safe. May the force be with you.
Always, and good journey into Buite.
Rise, Jedi Knight.